Recently, Miles broke the world record for the most diamonds in Minecraft. It's taking him over 100 hours to get over 28,000 diamonds. But I want to get over 7 times that amount, setting a new record forever. And now you may be wondering, well, how do you plan to break the world record? And while I could spend literal months in a tunnel bore or years mining, I've chosen to go with the machine that will literally mine blocks for me. And I want to run it over a 2,000 by 2,000 block area, which will get me around 500 million blocks, and so we should easily have the world record by then. So to start, I began marking out a 2,000 by 2,000 long area. Keep in mind, my render distance is only about 3% of this entire area, but I can't just take on a massive project like this without preparation, so I've laid out 5 steps to beat the world record, with each step getting harder and harder as we progress. Now, the easiest part of this project is going to be the main trench where our diamond mining machine will be able to sit, which we can dig using bombing machines. I forgot how slow these flying machines go, but by splitting up the 1 2,000 long block trench into 4 500 block sections, we can make this project go a lot faster. Yo, I don't know if it's just me, but the smooth wall trenchers make this look so cool. And as I was building the bomber for the next 500 blocks, I realized something. We're out of redstone. Furious? You know, I never said I was the smartest, okay? And now keep in mind this trencher is only 25% of the entire length. And already I can't even really load the entire thing. This project is absolutely mammoth. I made it about halfway until I ran into the worst thing imaginable, water. And unfortunately, we've got another underwater cave system, which has serious implications when wanting to mass destroy land. So my strategy for these underwater caves is to place cobblestone walls and then use sponges to get the remaining water. Because I would love to use like sweepers or something, but with the dripstone and all the weird configurations of the cave, it just doesn't work out very well. But aside from that minor hiccup, everything else went pretty smoothly for digging out such a massive chunk of land. Which is great, because now that the main trench is dug, we can move on to step 2. And yes, this thing goes on for 2,000 blocks. I'd be flying here for a while to show you the entire thing. And now not only does this mining machine need a place to sit in, but it also needs a bottom trench so it can move horizontally and eat up all the land. And to do this, we're going to utilize another machine that you've probably seen before in other videos, a tunnel bore. And now this tunnel bore requires about 20,000 items to construct across the whole 2,000 blocks, some of which include slime, pistons, observers, sticky pistons, and a whole bunch of coral. You know, this is the single most amount of coral I've ever had to collect. It's ridiculous. And now with all the materials collected, I can actually start building up the machine. And unlike many other trenchers, this trencher actually has a built-in system to help prime the TNT. This way, all I have to do is place in the coral and then press a whole bunch of note blocks. So now it's time to actually see if this thing works. All right, nothing like the present, and everything looks good. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, if I hadn't broken that, the whole thing would have exploded. So, hey, this looks perfect. Alright, sweet. Now we can just start digging. And the only thing I really have to watch out for is lava, because this thing is gravel proof, meaning I don't have to remove any gravel. And there are many diamonds for the taking, so your boy's gonna be very rich after this. So yeah, the next better part of a month was me just sitting and mining and watching football. Cue the montage. So yeah, I just got a small little tunnel here, nothing special. I also built it at the perfect height, so any naturally spawning lava like this will not have to be removed. Because a big lake like this, there's no chance I'm removing this, so I didn't. So now you may be asking, well, how many diamonds did you actually get from this whole excavation? Not too many, relatively speaking, because honestly, there were just too many. However, I still got a couple diamonds. We're gonna get many, many more. And now with 2 trenches down, we only need 3 more. It's not as bad as it sounds, because there's a machine that can literally mine blocks for me. What do you think of that, Greg? So I'm starting to build this thing, and I do actually have to be pretty careful, because if I misplace a block, this whole machine could start moving on its own. Basically how this machine works is it sticks a whole bunch of slime blocks to the land, and then starts going up with the land. There is a TNT bomber, and it destroys the land that's being brought up. And this thing can even go through water and lava, so it is very handy. And let's hope I've built this thing correctly. Now, by opening this fence gate, it should start up. Now with the TNT running, it seems to be running pretty smoothly. Everything is in working order. Excellent. Now, to say this machine is slow is an understatement. I ran this thing for well over 100 hours and it's not even done yet. It did get stuck a couple times, nothing to see here, but other than that, it went pretty smoothly. But before we move on with this project, I just wanted to let you know that if you're watching this within the first few months of me uploading it, you still have a chance to subscribe before we hit 100k. I'm closer than ever to reaching my goal, and I've been working at this for over 4 years. So if you want to do me a huge favor and help be a part of the first 100,000 people to follow me, make sure to subscribe. But now that it's done, this trench is looking so cool. Although I feel like if I was here in real life, I'd be super claustrophobic. And although the 3-wide trencher can go through liquids, it's better to have these clear so the diamond mining machine doesn't like break on me. So I just gotta patch up the walls real quick. You know, I really underestimated how much water was actually here. Although after about an hour, it's looking a lot better now. We've got giant patches of red, but hey, no water. So I just repeated this process another 2 times to complete 3 trenches we need. But now comes the fun part, building the actual mining machine. Now, since this hole is going to be 2,000 blocks long, I actually can't build only one of the mining machines, or quarries, because that would completely lag out the server. So instead, I'm going to build 2 1,000 block long quarries. And what are we looking at for materials? Well, about 162,000. Oh gosh, this is going to be fun. It's times like these when I'm very thankful for all the farms we have. You know, I usually don't break out the auto crafter for slime blocks, but I think 60 shulker boxes of slime warrants this. Now, in order to craft the over 20,000 pistons, it requires a trip to the raid farm, the iron farm, the cobble farm, and scavenging for wood, because for some reason we do not have a wood farm that has a lot of wood in it. And after crafting thousands of pistons, crafting the observers was no problem. I also had to gather tons of packed ice, glass, redstone, honey, and a lot more coral. And although I need almost 6,000 endstone, I've just found the fastest way to gather endstone. Now, you may know that endstone is notoriously hard to gather, and while I could blow it up with TNT or grab a wither, I don't think this is gonna work. If you open up all the gateways, and you look around and you go through the one with the piston on top of it, you'll find yourself a nicely positioned quarry with the storage full of endstone. You'll thank me later. And now comes the fun part, where I get to move 160,000 materials over 4,000 blocks. With these kind of moving projects, I always like to start my way at the top of the list and work my way down. Get the hard stuff out of the way. Man, I don't know what I would do without the nether. And with all the materials finally collected, let's just start building this thing. Now this is just a beautiful sight, which will lead us to the 5th and final step. But first, we just gotta appreciate the scale of this for a second. Now, before running this thing, I need to check that there's no blocks above y equals 125. The problem with that, I built it in a very mountainous region. So after doing some quick math in a creative test world, and then building up a few bombers, if I just leave these running for a couple of days, it will cover the entire area and bring it down to exactly y equals 125. And the reason I'm doing this is because all the diamonds are at the bottom, and I don't really care about these mountains, to be honest. It will also greatly decrease the runtime of the quarry, which is already sitting about 2 weeks for both quarries to go from start to finish. And now one of the final things we actually need to do is build a storage. That would seem kind of important. However, I don't know how to build a storage, so I just put a couple chests down and called it a day. Just kidding, I called my friend Beyonder, who's got like a massive brain for storage tech. I told him about my situation and he actually agreed to make me a storage system. He's kind of crazy. Oh yes, Beyonder, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Now this storage system is actually split into 2 different parts. The main part, which you're seeing here, handles everything that comes out of the quarry. It'll sort through and burn all the cobblestone while sorting all the diamonds, granite, andesite, etc. And now the reason there's 2 is because when you have 200 million deep slate to store, sometimes it can cause issues, so we're just gonna split it up. And for the deep slate storage, we just went for 1 single slice, which goes from about Y55 to max height. Why? I don't know, but it looks cool. And now you may be asking, well, you just built 2 storage systems, how do they connect? The nether together. Now, basically what we're gonna do is when the items come out of the quarry, we're gonna chuck them into portals. And I'm gonna build where they come out right here. But first I need to do some portal linking so I make sure everything goes where it's supposed to. And this is where everything went wrong. No, oh no.
It would actually create a new portal, like way off.
I've made quite the mess. Turns out linking portals that are right next to each other is a lot easier said than done. So I ended up just not building the portal. Now, the very last thing we actually have to do before running this beast is remove all the blocks it can't eat. And out of this entire area of land, I need to clear out all immovable blocks, such as chests, spawners, obsidian, etc. But the problem is, I don't know where they all are. And I'd imagine there's a lot of them in such a big area. Fortunately for us though, JKM has coded a script which will basically do this. Every single one of these beacon things is a chest or a spawn or a piece of obsidian. So I've got my work cut out for me because I have to hand mine every single one of these. I'll go put on a couple movies and I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh, I've been doing this for at least 8 hours now, but I'm almost done. If we check out the map here, I've just got this one corner left for the first quarry. I'm gonna have to do this for the second quarry as well, but let's not think about that right now. Oh, we're finally done. No more beacons or markers in sight. It is a good day, but I'm not going to worry about the other half. I'm going to start running the quarry because it's about time we do that. Actually, scratch that. I forgot something. I need to get empty shulker boxes to fill up the storage so we can actually collect all the items. And I believe this is the shulker input right here. And in total, I need about 145,000 shulker boxes. So now in each shulker box, you've got 2 shells, which means I need like 300,000 shells. Now, thankfully, we do have a shulker farm, and holy, why there's so many shells in here. Excellent. So we'll be able to get all the shells required, but I still need 83 shulkers worth of chests. But luckily, we've got a collection of farms over here, which includes this very juicy looking spruce tree farm. And now down here is where we can actually use the farm. There's supposed to be a minecart here. Excellent. Let's get tree in here and turn on the farm. So now this sorting system actually can't really keep up with all the spruce, so I'm just gonna have to sit here and keep collecting spruce logs and craft them all into chests. 80 shulkers to go. And that should do it for all the chests. We've got a double chest and a half of chests. And now comes the fun part where I actually get to craft up all the shulker boxes. Yeah, this won't be very fun. Yeah, I think we're set on shulkers now. I don't know what I would do without stackable shulkers. Also, if you want sneak peeks on future projects, make sure to join up the Discord. And then after I got all the bots set up and I turned on all the respective contraptions, I think we can actually start running the quarry now.
5, 4, 3.
Okay, I'm bored. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. And this here is where we began the terrible crusade of fail after fail after fail. Okay, I'm on my alt right now, but we finally got this quarry running, and this just says it all. And if we cam up to the storage, we can just see the sheer amount of items coming through here. Holy deep slate. Oh, and if you're wondering what I'm gonna do with this massive quarry sitting in the middle of nowhere, yeah, it won't be here much longer. The real question is, however, how many diamonds did we get? I actually haven't counted them yet, so this is gonna be a surprise for the both of us. I brought over my other diamonds from the hole down there, but let's craft all these into blocks and see what we get. Because I bet this is the first time anybody's PC has lagged from diamonds. Okay, so all these shulkers right here are full of diamond blocks, but I still have these right here that I need to mine with the fortune pick. At what point do you have too many diamonds? Because I think this is a reasonable amount.
I think you should leave those in Nord low-key. They look cool in Nord, like thinking about it. I can't even lie.
Okay, wait. So how many diamonds did I actually get?
You have 186,624 diamonds. That's not kind of that one or the shulker box of ores.
So I think it's safe to say we have the record. Well, I hope you guys like my house. I just got a couple diamonds here. We got a smiley face. Life is good. Now what do I do?